We need your support. Click the like buttons below. Now onto the video. Welcome to readtheticker.com. This is a explanatory video to the chart you see here of how I determine this cycle on Bitcoin. Now the problem with Bitcoin and working out cycles is just not a lot of data to work out a long time frame cycle. So you have to use a bit of math, you have to use a bit of art and science. So here we have the logarithmic price of Bitcoin, and here we have the cycle with the RTT Hurst DPO that we use. Now the cycle is pretty good, as you can see. It's a 550 daily calendar cycle. In a price chart, you see, Apple or Google, you'll see a chart, but it's off trading days. Okay, so that's Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday if there's a holiday on a Friday. A calendar chart inserts all calendar days, so you'll insert the month the 1st to the 31st, or the 1st to the 30th, or the 1st to the 28th of February, and all calendar days are shown and prices put on there because it's a time factor. So you've got a calendar price chart and you've got a trading day price chart. But the chart I've used here is a calendar day price chart. Why? Because I experimented with a normal trading day price chart and it didn't get any success, so I switched to calendar. And as you know, Bitcoin trades 24 hours and it just suits. So the cycle searching for Bitcoin is better to search on a calendar X scale time series price chart. So now we're using calendar price chart. So I did a scan and we use our RTT readtheticker.com cycle finder spectrum, which looks a bit like this. We just load in some data, and as I see how it's got trading and calendar, I'm using daily. Now I've done a lot of experimentation, so I'm not going to go through the short and long of it, but I end up getting a spectrum that shows me that the Bartel score, which is this solid red line, was pretty good for cycles between 246 and about 280, right? And the amplitude was good, about 296. So the amplitude is pretty good up here. So now if I put 296 in, it looked pretty good as a cycle, but wasn't good enough because it wasn't exactly getting all the hits and misses with prices and lows. So I rolled back to where Bartel's was the highest, and I said, let's take a 270. It started with 252, multiply it by 2. Because I experimented with cycles at 252 and I experimented with cycles at 500. This is calendar period, and I found that obviously it's 550 cycle, which is 280 times 2 roundabout, and I found that the best fit. So this cycle finder spectrum is a guide to find what cycles are working in your time series data, and it uses Bartel's theory to do that. The lower the Bartels, the more likely the cycle, that's the x-axis, fits in with the time series data. So if you can see the pop-up screen here, look, it's got 250 cycle period 252, cycle period 261, cycle period 273. So Bartels has a pretty good score with cycles between 246 and about 280 or 279. Okay, so I experimented with that at first, and the hits and misses on the highs and lows with actual price data. What I'm talking about, for example, I've got high, low, high, low. I want to see the cycle fitting with the highs and lows as best possible, okay? So just go back to here, and I experimented and I found that the 280 was pretty good, but it's not quite there, but I wanted a longer time frame. So you can actually take a 280, multiply it by 2, multiply it by 4, multiply it by 8, and you'll actually end up getting how the cycle fits in. This is because we just don't have enough data. So I found that the 280 times 2 is 460. So I fiddled around with it, ended up with 550. So I ended up putting the 550 in here, and I found out that the highs are hitting well, the lows are pretty good, the highs are hitting, the lows are hitting. And as you can see here, it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as the cycle captures most of the upswing and the downswing, that's all you need. We've got a bit of a miss here, but here we've got a good hit here, a good hit on the low, good hit on the high here, and see how the adaptive cycle sort of extends a bit longer. That's okay. It means that price began to trend. So that's how we found the cycle fit. So I don't know what's going to happen now, but all I do know is we found a major bottom in this period here, as we did these previous periods. It's like this bottom here, quite frankly, and this bottom here. This bottom in I can't scroll down because I haven't got the scroll bar. But the bottom here, this bottom and this bottom are the same. So I would expect a rather long period. So I'm forecasting, you could probably say we're obviously in an uptrend. How high it will go will depend on the what's going on on the day. So it might go up 5 times. It might go, so 5 times that's 20,000. It might go up 10 times to 40,000. And quite frankly, if the market goes completely nuts and we've got 0 interest rates in America or even some negative things, and people want to get their money out of the banking system, well, every taxi driver is going to be talking about Bitcoin, and there's no reason why Bitcoin can shoot past 100,000. Just think of the Nasdaq. Think of the psychology around the Nasdaq boom of 2000, the new technology. Well, not everyone knows about Bitcoin. Just think about it. If everyone in Manhattan and around the world is saying Bitcoin 100,000, Bitcoin 150,000, Bitcoin 300,000, the money's going to be pouring in. Why? Because everything is 0, right? Who's going to put money in the bank as a depositor and have the bank pretty much deduct interest from you? Okay, so you're going to be looking for another safe haven. And obviously gold, silver, and certain cryptos, I believe Bitcoin and Litecoin are going to be the 2 heroes in the market. So with recession worries creeping in between 2020, 2021, depending on what happens with the election, 0 interest rates forecast, negative interest rates forecast in the biggest economy in the world, Bitcoin could go nuts. Not saying it could, but just think of the Nasdaq, how that went nuts. So the cycles could go crazy. Now, what I've got here, I've got a peak of the previous cycle, as the blue line, this where we are now, can get up to there. But if it goes nuts, it could get up to this point here. I don't believe it's going to get up to 100 times. That'll be just freaking ridiculous. I mean, 100 times 4,000, I mean, 400,000 here. Over 100,000 is possible in a negative interest rate market. But like I said, I found this cycle and it looks pretty good. It's not lying to me. We're in an uptrend. Buy and hold. Close your eyes and let's see what's happened. Thanks for watching.